Hey y'all, so today we're going to be not uploading, we're going to be installing a lace frontal wig, and we're going to be doing that half up, half down look. I've already, customized the unit, so right now what you see me do is basically seeing how the unit fits her head and her hairline. I do have a plucking tutorial, so you don't have to worry about that. Just hit the link in the what's that called? The description box, y'all. We on YouTube, not Instagram. But anywho, so I just want to see how it fit. I pulled it off and put it back on again and all that good stuff. Tightened it as I should have. And what we're going to do first is really cut the... Oh, my stomach is growling. I'm so sorry. I don't know if the camera picked it up or not, but baby, back to the point. Basically what I'm going to do is cut the excess lace off, and not all the way off like directly to the hairline. I'm just going to cut off a lot of it just so it can be out the way basically. And at first I used to do that, but I only do that with certain hairlines, but I've grown very accustomed to actually cutting the lace before gluing it down. I just feel like it helps a lot unless you're working with someone where you need the extra lace because their wig is too small or something else XYZ, but I haven't done that in a long time. I actually prefer this method a lot. So I'm just cutting it not exactly to the hairline. There's still a lot of extra lace on there. So what I'm going to do next is tint it, and she's on the lighter side of the spectrum, so I don't necessarily get a lace tint. I just take one of my makeup brushes and just go across the hairline. Like, it don't be too dark because there's not really any makeup on it, but it just adds a little nice tint to it to get it to the color that I need it to be. Okay, so once I do that, I'm going to go up underneath and on top and in front. So she does have a full face done, makeup done by me. So what I'm going to do is take the alcohol and I'm going to wipe across the whole front of the hairline just to get that excess makeup off, and to make sure that the glue is adhesively sticking to her head, even though that's kind of like not right what I just said. So now I'm going to be using bold hold. Y'all already know bold hold, active, bold hold, regular. I really do like bold hold, and Ghost Bond Supreme is really good because every client I do not use the same glue on, but my go-to would be bold hold, the original kind. So what I'm going to do is basically do 3-4 layers, and you want every layer to turn clear before you add on a new one. And if you're having a problem with your frontals not really sticking on as long as they should, it's probably because your glue line isn't wide enough. Your glue line should be like 1 inch wide or whatnot. So you don't need, much. Anyways, I'm on a second layer right there. Like I said, again, wait until the glue turns clear for you to move on to the next one and all that good stuff. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to catch back up with you guys when it's time to put the lace inside the glue. So now that those layers are clear, what you're going to see me do is place the lace into there. Now remember that I told you guys that there's extra lace on the on the unit or whatnot. So I'm just going to place it in there lightly. I like to go from middle, side to side, so I do the middle first, and then I'll do one side and I'll move the other side and all that good stuff. And you just going to see me place it and put it in the desired space that I want to. That's why I also feel like having the excess lace in the front of you removed, because you can just see a little bit more clearer what you're doing. And we're going to move on to melting after we actually place the lace inside the glue. And what you see me doing here is just gently combing the lace into the glue, just giving it a little extra push that it needs before we move on to the next step. Don't stress it, just gently push it in. So what you're going to see me do next is start to pull the baby hairs out, and really I'm just going to pull out across the whole hairline. The knots were kind of sort of big on this unit. Like, the lace was good, but the knots were kind of big. So I kind of had to finesse and really just pull, like, baby hairs out across the entire hairline, you know what I'm saying? So it could look presentable, in my opinion. Not saying it was going, her hair was just, like, messed up. Like, the hair itself feels great, and the wig itself, it's just that sometimes vendors send, like, big knots or whatever and stuff. So I had to do like the whole full hairline of baby hairs. So that's what you're going to see me do. I have not cut off the excess lace yet. And I'm just going to actually put the melted band on it, from my website, and go ahead and melt that, And so once we get done doing that, I'm going to go through and hot comb the entire hairline and everything that's around it. So I want the tracks put up. But just so my client don't be uncomfortable, I'm going to go ahead and cut the baby hairs off her head, I don't know why I'm talking like this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the baby hairs off her, head, just so it just don't be very irritable to her, all that stuff like that. Like, they're not gonna be that long, as obviously, but it's just, a matter of being comfortable. So now I'm gonna just take the hot comb and the comb first and hot comb through the whole hairline. And I'm going to make sure that I get over all the tracks that are covered, because we are doing a half up, half down, and I'm leaving out a little bit of hair to cover up everything that's around it. So you want to like hot comb it in an upward motion, like hot comb it into that ponytail and stuff like that, and everything that's not in a ponytail you want to sleek and flat afterwards as well. So now what I'm going to do is repeat again and show y'all what I mean when I say I want to press down the side. See, like, her track is right down the side of that. Now what I'm doing is covering it up, and use a wax stick if needed. This hair just took heat really well, so I really didn't need a wax stick for this section. But if you need a flatter, y'all, please don't hesitate to use the wax stick, freeze spray, or nothing. Sorry, that's my sister. She does hair too, and she just all in the camera. But anywho, just keep doing that. Okay, and so what you're gonna see me do here is basically take the razor and cut the excess lace off. And I'm using a razor. You can use scissors, whatever you may choose, but I'm going to be using a razor and getting as close as I can to wherever the glue ends. So if the lace is sticking on the skin, that's where I get as close to that as I can. That's the best way I can describe it. I will have better angles for you guys, and I also have courses dropping, but I'm working on it, you know, learning the angles of the camera and all that good stuff. But anywho, you're going to see me also cut around her ear tabs. When you just cut around someone's ear tab, you know, part it out and just cut right there. Nothing major, but I'm going to do it against the whole hairline. So you see I pulled back on it, and just like anything that lifted up, I pulled it up, I cut it away. Especially if it was something that I could go without, because I already laid the glue how I would want the lace to be laying on her skin. And yeah. And don't be scared to put a little makeup on parts where you feel is too light or too dark or whatnot. So, you know, I just went through with the little brush, put a little makeup, cover up those light spots, and it's giving very much, this is her scalp, okay? Like, this looking like, what a lace scene, what a lace scene. So, now we're going to go ahead and start doing her ponytail. And you see, we took the edges behind her ears because there's no point in putting all that tension on the frontal. If you ask me, like, I don't need to put all that in the ponytail. So also, y'all know most of the cases, like when you do half up, half downs, you're going to need to add a bundle at the top. Luckily, the top was thick enough that I really didn't need to add a bundle. And also, I didn't like tell her to bring any because I was unaware of the hairstyle. But nevertheless, we still made it do what it do, you know? And I'm just going to basically take this up, you know, all that good stuff, and get ready to start molding her hair into that ponytail that needs to be done. But it's giving Scalpiana right now, right? So what I'm going to start doing now that I got the hair is going to take some Pump It Up, that good old 90s Pump It Up, and spread across the entire, you know, hairline area that's about to be brushed up, and that's going to give us that sweet look that we're looking for. And I'm just going to apply that across again, like I said, and just get to brushing. Like, you know, you can use a comb actually, because this is straight hair, so it's not too thick or anything. I just got the ponytail on it, and I'm just going to use a comb, and we're just going to slowly work our way up with molding that into the ponytail it needs to be molded into. I just want to say, take your time, y'all. Like, don't rush it. Like, personally, I've been doing hair for like 3, 4, 5 years, 3, 4 maybe years, and a ponytail is the hardest thing for me. So don't rush it. Take your time. Make sure you look as sleek as possible, and you know, like I said, don't rush it. So after we do get done with the ponytail, I'm going to move on to the edges, and you're going to see me do that. But right here, you're just going to see me, you know, take the small edge brush and really just make sure I get all those small hairs and make sure I have everything in just unison. Like, I want this ponytail very, very neat, as you can see, because it's taking me forever and ever to do it. So now you're just going to see me move on to the edges. Now, what I can say again about the camera angles, it was very hard for me, but I am going to turn the camera a little bit more so you guys can a gist of what I'm doing. But I will be giving you guys a more detailed baby hair tutorial next week, so be out on the look for that, okay? So what you're going to see me do is basically the edges, and I use Gorilla Snot. Remember, we cut the edges prior to this. And my client, she wanted like small edges, like not big edges or whatnot. And I've also been trying to find my own technique with like doing baby hairs how I prefer them or how I like them. So you're just gonna see me swoop the edges and all that good stuff. And throughout this process, you're gonna also see me do some in the middle. The knots were kind of sort of big on the unit. Still, the lace was immaculate. The lace was really good, but the knots were kind of big. So if I would have left like some hairs out or whatnot, like, it want to look right in the front of the hairline. My bad, I'm making a TikTok too while I'm doing this, y'all. But yeah, the knots were kind of big, so I kind of had to go across the entire hairline with the what they call it, like with the baby hairs or whatever. But while you're doing baby hairs, you want to go into C motions, and you're going to follow through with your finger to help press it down and hold the shape. So you're going to like move forward and backward in the swoop. Like when you just go down and swoop, that gives you that droopy look. But if you go forward and backward as if you were drawing a C on your client's head, then you'd get that baby hair swoop that you desire. See me doing right here is cutting, you know, the baby hair with a razor, just trying to make that middle one, you know, as short as possible. And yeah, so I'm just trying to, you know, shorten those up a little bit without cutting off too much, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we got going right there. And once you're done, like I said, don't be scared with the product. If you need a little more movement, you can always add a little bit more gel. Like, don't put too much, but don't be scared with the product, or either put mousse on it. But once you're done with the edges, just tie them down with what they call it, with the milk band, y'all. My bad, I don't know, I'm just so calm today. But tie down with the milk band just to give them melt and actually help them mold the clients, because some clients really just can't deal with, you know, baby hairs, and just gives you that sleek, you know. I prefer the hard edges personally, you know. In a time where soft edges is popular, they don't really last, if you ask me. So I know for most of my clients, they do like their installs to last, so I let their what's it called do. So now what we're gonna do is do the ribbon around the base of the ponytail. So you just pull one piece of hair from the back, spray with a little spritz, flatten it, and wrap it around. And what I can say, this is the easiest thing that, like, this time it was just like way more easier than it usually would be, y'all. But you're just gonna grab your spritz, make it into a ribbon, and wrap it around until the end. And if you just need a little perfection, like, cause I'm a perfectionist, spray with a little more spritz at the end to make sure that extra oomph is there, and come around with a little brush. So I use the little edge brush, or the brush side, and I just brush that front to make sure it's really polished, neat, clean, and concealed at the base. And so after we do that, it is now time to actually start curling her hair. And just so you guys can get an understanding of what I do when I'm doing those like barrels, those type 1 curl looking things, I take a 3/4 inch barrel curler from Ion, and what I do is wrap it around the wrap it around the barrel while twisting it. You just see me spray the hair with a little bit of freeze spray because she has straight hair, and straight hair typically does not hold a curl. So I needed a little bit of freeze spray just to give those curls a little hold that it needs. So now I'm just going to take the iron 3/4 inch barrel. As I told you before, I have it turned up to 450 or 410, one or the other. And you're just going to see me wrap it around like you would with the flexi rod. But you want to twist it while you're wrapping around. I'm going to show you me doing this curl from like so many angles, y'all. But I'm going to show you like 3 times. But I'm also let you guys just watch me through the process. And if you want to skip through, that's fine. But I'm just going to let you watch the process of me doing so. Also, you do want your base is flat. So make sure you hit like the base. Even though you did do the hot comb, just mold it down and hit it with at the root with a little bit of the back of the barrel. But you see me now, like, do you see the slight twist and the flip around, twist, flip around, and just keep doing that till you get to the end, and just hold it like you would with a regular wand curler. So really, y'all, we're at the finish line, and what you're gonna see me do is separate the curls. I don't comb it out all the way to the end, but I just comb it to add some air and put some volume in it. I removed the melt belt, and you see how the lace is laying. So let me know if you guys really like this look or not and all that good stuff. But what you just see me is doing a few little touch-ups and whatnot. And make sure you hit the subscribe button if you feel in the videos. Like, let me know if you guys want a more upbeat talk to you, or do you prefer, just a nice, cool, calm, collective. Like, sometimes I know you guys don't want to hear screaming and all that good stuff for a long extended period of time. But anywho, yeah, so that's how we achieve this look that I think is super cute and all that stuff. And like I said, what you see me doing right here, I just had certain parts of the baby hair style that were kind of thick, so I'm just really pulling them out and tweaking it and doing it as I like it. Do it as I like. So just doing that. But after you get done doing that, you are virtually finished, and the finished product will be at the end of the video. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Let me know if anything was of help, and if you'd like to see more from me, don't hesitate to call. Don't hesitate to comment. Bye, y'all.